Catus, Maximus here. This time a little video about the Milwaukee Magnum right angle drill. This is their in-between size. So this is smaller than their gooseneck one, but it's still a 1/2 inch right angle drill. But it's a little bigger than the whole integrated one-piece units, which they also have in 3/8 and 1/2 inch. But this is the Magnum hole shooter drill, the 0234. That so many people are familiar with. They actually had a little right angle version and came in this nice steel case. We have a tray here. I even got the original instruction manual with this, which I'm pretty surprised. We have a couple different sets of handles. We have a traditional side handle, and I believe it had both of these handles, but one of these has a couple dings in it, so at some point this was added. Normally you'd unthread this handle and choose to use it in the threaded portion of the drill, or this would wrap around this portion here and you could use it like that. So a variety of options. A couple little areas for supporting the drill. I put this down because of course oil likes to seep, and our traditional little insert in the lid. So not a lot else to say about that. I should say that this does have a handy speeds and feeds charts, and we have the drill only, which is 850 RPM, and then on that right angle adapter is also has a gear reduction, so you can have 1275 or 565 RPM, and it tells you the basic self-feed bit and auger bit sizes that it's rated for. So got this from an estate sale. It was really like kind of unexpected, I should say, because I go by a lot of estate sales, and a lot of them I just don't find stuff that suits my fancy. It's not like everybody has big piles of tools sitting around. This lady had just like a little small shop, must have been from her husband or something like that. Kind of weird. That's what a bunch of family members there, and I believe she was there. I believe her husband had passed, and that they were kind of having an estate sale because, you know, I got this feeling that she was going to get moved to hospice or something like that. It's always a little sad sometimes when you go to those kind of estate sales. Anyway, you know, some various Harbor Freight tools, I mean, a couple random things, and then there was just this case sitting on the ground under a bench, and it was $30, and I could not believe it. I was like, wow. And I thought it was just going to be an empty case or something, but it was actually one of these infamous Magnum right angle drills. Relatively new unit, we can tell because the camera would focus. You can just see where it says 5.5. 5.5 amps is as high as these ever went. There's a variety. Milwaukee had made these, or has made these for, actually I don't know if they may even make this Magnum style drill anymore. They don't sell this as a kit anymore. They only have their Super Hog and their Whole Hog for right angle drills, and I think some of their compact ones. But they went from 4.5 amps to 4.9, to 5.2 to 5.4, topping out at 5.5 amps. These are the infamous ones where they have the easy change brushes. It's just a little plastic screw, and then this whole cartridge pops out, and they're just the brushes themselves just pop out with it, and there's actually spare brushes and a spare plastic screw right all in this one unit. It was actually pretty innovative. This had the whole hand trigger. This one's not too bad, although I've had some issues where you use the trigger and then part of your skin gets pinched right in there. Anyway, beautiful unit. Let's plug it in. Using their quick lock cord system, which was probably the most popular of all of the replaceable cords. This being an older one, this is a genuine Jacobs USA. I think this is going to be a 32B. If we can find the part number. 33BA. This is the same right angle head that's used on their larger drills. They just put it on this Magnum, which actually has see, the collar is pretty tall on these. The collar is actually a little bit shorter on the Magnum, so you have to actually tighten this quite a bit. But the whole point was just to have a little bit shorter and a little slightly lighter weight, not by much, right angle drill. This is a newer head. The early versions of these 2-speed heads actually were TU speed, and for some reason Milwaukee stopped doing that, although I kind of liked it when it was the 2-speed. We have a low here, so that's indicating that the low speed option has been selected, but you actually would flip this around because this has a 2/3 ratio, reduction ratio, and so that's how you can get to 2 speeds. You have an 850 RPM drill, and on the low speed it's 565, and the high speed it's 1275. Other than that, that's just the whole point, just kind of a heavy duty, not as heavy duty as a super hog or a whole hog or something, but on electricians and smaller holes for plumbing, that type of stuff. This does sound beautiful being nearly new, basically brand new. A lot of Milwaukee drills really sound nice when they're running, just like sewing machines. Milwaukee drills, all helical cut gears. I've done some teardowns and repair videos and reviews of the Magnum, so I'm not going to open this up. Just a double reduction gearbox. Triple reduction because you have a third here, so in this setup it's a triple reduction. And yeah, if you have multiple of these Milwaukee right angle drills, I saw a photo online, you can actually connect one of these 2-speed adapters to another 2-speed adapter, so you can have something that comes out, goes down, and then snakes around. I've seen just to drill some real funky holes, and so if you actually have 2 of these adapters or more, you can just continue to attach them together. The cool thing is, and I haven't mentioned my other videos, is Milwaukee had a couple of specialty versions for drilling and driving both overhead as well as on the floor, so you can be in a standing position, and they're pretty wild. They were actually 3 feet. They have these 3-foot long collars, 3-foot long. There's like a little transfer collar or transfer rod. How it transfers the power is, if we look at these spindles, you can see there's a hex, and so there's just a rod that's like a double-ended socket that connects the hexes. Anyway, they made ones that had 3-foot long extensions. They've made these that have had 45 degrees instead of being 90 degrees. Those are the harder ones to find. But out of all my Milwaukee and power drill videos, I just never made one about the 1/2-inch Magnum right angle hole shooter. Pretty cool, little small right angle drill. And in the low speed, the 565 is a great RPM. Just for a long time, 1/2-inch drills have been 550, 600 RPM. And so this is right in line with that. And when you do need to drill in between some studs and joists and that type of thing, it can be just a little bit easier to use a drill like this. Of course, it doesn't have to be straight. This is just a friction collar, so you can loosen the bolts and twist this any way you want, 360 degrees. And I was not just stoked to have gotten a great deal on one that's like brand new condition, but also pretty stoked because I had one of these a long time ago. Ended up selling it. It was well used, and always kind of regretted selling it. And just a little bit of perseverance, and a few years later, another one came my way. The gears do sound so nice when they're new on these old American-made Milwaukees. Just beautiful sounding. Anyway, really appreciate everybody who's been watching. See you next time.